Title: Bees, the tiny creatures holding the world together. WLTV feature documentary. Opening: The Silent World. Imagine a world without color. No apples. No almonds. No coffee. Fields still green, but lifeless. This is not a future shaped by war or climate collapse alone. This is a future without bees. Tiny, fragile, often ignored. Yet without them, life as we know it begins to unravel. Tonight we uncover the true story of bees. How they live, how they work, and why their survival may decide our own. Chapter 1. What exactly is a bee? Bees are insects belonging to the order Hymenoptera, a group that includes ants and wasps. But unlike their relatives, bees evolved with one singular purpose: pollination. There are over 20,000 known species of bees on Earth. From massive bumblebees to species so small they could sit on a grain of rice. They live on every continent except Antarctica. From deserts to rainforests to cities. And yet, most people only know one: the honeybee. Chapter 2. The Anatomy of a Miracle. A bee's body is divided into 3 parts: head, eyes, antennae, mouth. Thorax, wings and legs. Abdomen, digestion, reproduction, defense. Their bodies are covered in tiny hairs, not for warmth, but to trap pollen grains through static electricity. Their eyes are compound, thousands of lenses detecting motion faster than humans ever could. Bees can see ultraviolet patterns on flowers, invisible landing guides written by plants themselves. Every feature of a bee is engineered by evolution for one job: to move life from one plant to another. Chapter 3. The different kinds of bees. Not all bees live in hives. In fact, 90% of bee species are solitary. Solitary bees. They do not make honey. They do not follow a queen. They live alone, nesting in soil, hollow stems, or wood. And yet, they are some of the most efficient pollinators on Earth. Bumblebees. Large, fuzzy, built for cold weather. They can vibrate flowers, a process called buzz pollination, releasing pollen other insects cannot access. Honeybees. The most famous and most misunderstood. The species humans rely on most is the western honeybee. But their fame hides a deeper truth. Honeybees are only one piece of a massive ecological puzzle. Chapter 4. Inside the hive. A honeybee colony is not chaos. It is order. The queen. She is not a ruler. She is a living heart. Her pheromones hold the colony together. At peak strength, she lays up to 2,000 eggs per day. Worker bees. All female. They clean. They nurse larvae. They build wax combs. They guard the hive. They forage. Their jobs change with age, a perfect rotation of labor. Drone bees. Male bees with one purpose: reproduction. They do not collect food. They do not defend the hive. And after mating, they die. This is not cruelty. This is biological precision. Chapter 5. BIRTH, growth, transformation. Every bee begins as an egg. 3 days later, a larva emerges, fed relentlessly by workers. Some larvae receive royal jelly continuously and become queens. Others do not, and their destiny is sealed. Then comes the pupa stage. Inside a wax-sealed cell, the body dissolves and reforms. From helpless larva to winged architect of life. Total time, 16-24 days depending on role. If this documentary is opening your eyes, take a moment to subscribe to WLTV. We don't chase noise. We tell the real stories of the wild world we depend on. Chapter 6. How bees make honey. Honey is not food for humans. It is survival fuel. A worker bee collects nectar, storing it in a special stomach. Enzymes begin breaking sugars down immediately. Back at the hive, nectar is passed mouth to mouth. Water content is reduced. Bees fan their wings, evaporating moisture. Once thickened, the honey is sealed with wax. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists have found edible honey in ancient tombs. A perfect food, made for winter. Taken by humans. Chapter 7. Bee intelligence. Bees are not mindless insects. They can learn patterns, solve simple problems, recognize human faces. Most astonishing of all, they communicate. Through the waggle dance, bees describe direction of flowers, distance, quality of nectar. This discovery was made by Carl von Frisch, proving that symbolic language exists outside humans. A bee does not just work. It knows. Chapter 8. Why bees matter to humans. 1 out of every 3 bites of food you eat depends on pollinators. Without bees, fruits fail. Seeds vanish. Ecosystems collapse. Bees pollinate. Apples, almonds, coffee, cocoa, sunflowers. They are not optional. They are foundational. No bees means no food security. Chapter 9. The War on Bees. Bees are dying. Not from one cause, but many. Pesticides poison their nervous systems. Habitat loss removes flowers. Parasites weaken colonies. Climate change disrupts bloom timing. Entire hives collapse, silently. This is not a future warning. It is happening now. Chapter 10. Can we save them? Yes. But only if we act. Plant native flowers. Reduce chemicals. Protect wild spaces. Support sustainable farming. Even a balcony can be a refuge. Saving bees is not charity. It is self-preservation. Closing. The tiny guardians. Bees do not ask for praise. They do not demand protection. They simply work endlessly, holding the world together. If they fall, we follow. Protect the small. Save the world. Bees don't ask for attention. They simply work, holding the world together. Tell us, did you know bees mattered this much? If this story matters to you, subscribe to WLTV and continue the journey with us.